Gordon.
Okay. This is the install Arch Linux on a single USB. Today, we will be going over the steps and processes to do this. This was documented by Jackson Orr. Materials you will need for this method will simply be one USB drive, preferably over 8 gigabytes. This is group 2 of the Linux to USB. Okay. Let's get into the steps. First thing you want to do is search Arch Linux into your browser of choice. Once you have these results, you want to head over to the downloads. This will lead to the archlinux.org's website download page. You can read this information if you'd like, but once you're done, scroll down until you see the worldwide list. As you can see here is the list you're looking for. We chose the first link. This will take you to a list of downloads. We chose the Arch Linux 8664. Make sure you choose a location you will remember for this download, as you will need it later. With that done, open a new tab. In the new tab, search Rufus. Go ahead and click the link taking you to rufus.ie. Now on the Rufus website, Rufus is a tool that will create your USB into bootable drive. Go ahead and scroll down to the latest release under the downloads section. Use the standard Rufus 4.4. Once your Rufus is downloaded, go ahead and install using recommended settings. Once it is ready, run it. You'll be prompted with the list of options to choose on this interface. Make sure you choose the USB as your device. Underneath that option where it says boot selection, you'll want to click on the select option, which has been circled in red. This is where you'll want to find the download of the Arch Linux 8664 from earlier. You will choose the file as shown and underlined in red. Now click Start back on that box, and you'll be prompted with an ISO hybrid image detected box with some options. We use the first recommended choice. It should be chosen by default, so if this is the case, just click OK. There might be some compatibility issues that are brought up, but this is fine. Go ahead and click Yes. Note that this will delete all data on the drive, so make sure you have everything backed up. If you're okay with this, click OK. Wait for the status bar to finish. Make sure your settings look the same as ours. Afterwards, go ahead and click the close button. Afterwards, restart your computer. Be ready to click your designated BIOS button when prompted on startup, commonly F2, F11, or F12. You will need to make sure Secure Boot is also turned off in the BIOS. When your computer turns on, you will have to select the boot device. Make sure to choose the USB with Linux installed. Here, don't click anything, just wait. After some time, you should see a booting Arch Linux message, and Jake will take it from here.
All right, starting on slide 20. This is booting Arch Linux right here. Next one. Once completed, you'll get a screen that looks like this. You'll connect to the Wi-Fi by typing in IWCTL. After connecting, type in device list. Next one. And then you'll type in station WLANO scan 0. You'll follow that by typing in station WLAN0 get networks. And then you'll find your network in the list provided. You'll type in station WLANO connect and then your network name. And then you'll type in the password for the Wi-Fi network that you provided on the last step. Once connected, you'll see a arrow next to the network that you are connected to. And then you'll Control C to get out of there. And then you'll type in Arch install after hitting Control C. And then you'll select the mirrors from the set and modify options. This is where you select the mirror region. Sorry, I got off a little bit. And then you'll pick the country that you're in. Go back real quick. And then select disk configuration from the options below. And then you'll select the use a best effort default partition layout. That's the end of my slides. I'm going to pass it to Luke.
Okay, so at this point, we're going to need to select the drive we are using. This is the USB that we'll be using. For this project, we're just selecting USB, and that is the one we have highlighted. After selecting which storage device you would want to use, you'll be prompted to select which file system in the drive to portion. And you should type or select the exit 4 option. Now we continue to set up and modify our settings. This next one, we are going to select swap. For this USB drive, we do not need to have swap enabled. Since it is default on, we will need to switch it to no. So we will be selecting no in this menu. Once we are done with disabling the swap, we will go back to the menu to select the next setting to modify, which is the root password. In this menu, all there is to do is to set up the root password, which we have done here. Next, we will head back to the menu for modifying the settings, and we will select the user account. We will be presented with a list of options. For this step, we will need to do is the add a user option. When selected, you're going to be prompted to create a user for install. So we just needed to type in a username for this. After this, the system is going to prompt you to create a new password for the account. So it'll ask for a password and then confirm it by re-entering the password. After entering a new username and password, another line will appear asking if this will be a sudo user. For this install, the user will be a sudo user. So enter the default option, which is yes. After this, the new user should be displayed at the top of the page. After you see this, all you needed to do is select confirm and exit option and return to the menu to modify some more options. Once back in the menu, the next step is select the profile option. After this, you will be presented with a screen which lets you select the type of default profiles, select type to continue on to the next process. In this step, we need to install a desktop environment. So for this, we will hit the desktop option. For the next step, we are presented with many different types of environments to choose from. For this install, we are going to be choosing GNOME. After we select GNOME, we will be brought back to this menu. Nothing is needed here, so all you need to do is go back. And this will be the end of my part, and Haley can take it from here.
Alrighty. So now that we're back at this menu, we want to go ahead and select the audio option. And for this, we're just going to go ahead and select Pipewire. And then we'll be back on the previous menu, and we're just going to go ahead and go into additional packages. We're going to type in NeoFetch. And once that is entered, we'll be back on the previous screen once again, and we're going to go to Network Configuration. We're going to select Use Network Manager for this. And once that is entered, we'll be back on the menu screen, and we're going to scroll down and select Install. The packages will then start to download. And then when prompted, we want to go ahead and press Enter to continue. It's going to ask you if you'd like to change root into the newly created installation, and we're just going to go ahead and hit No for this. And then the installation will be completed. It will take a while to get to this point, but After that, we're just going to go ahead and type in reboot. Now, while it's rebooting, we're going to go ahead and press F11 or F12, and we are going to root into the USB with Linux installed. We are now going to log in using the username and password we created earlier, and we're just going to open up a terminal and type in eofetch. And that should be the final step on installing Linux on a USB.